What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the all-new 2025 Ford Expedition. This one is the Platinum, finished off in Star White Metallic with an MSRP at $91,000. Big shout out to Mooresville Ford for providing the new Expedition for today's video. Check out their website, links down below. Underneath the hood of this 2025 Ford Expedition Platinum, you're gonna get the high output 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6. This EcoBoost engine is making 440 horsepower with 510 pound-feet of torque. It has a 10-speed automatic transmission, four-wheel drive system, and with curb weight around 5,700 pounds, you can expect to get 15 miles per gallon in the city with 22 miles per gallon in the highway, all running on a 23.2 gallon fuel tank. 0 to 60 is also under 5 seconds, which is rather impressive. Overall towing capacity is going to be around 9,600 pounds. And then overall length is 209.9 inches with wheelbase at 122.5. Width is 80 inches and height is 78.1 inches. Ground clearance is also 8.7. Taking a look at the styling with the all-new 2025 Ford Expedition, this SUV certainly packs some style. It has a lot of road presence. You can see these nice quad beam LED headlights with a daytime running light up above, and then a nice silver trim all throughout it. You can see up above, Expedition is spelled out on the front of the hood, and then we have a gloss black for the main design for the center grille, Ford logo, forward-facing camera, active grille shutters in back as well. And then underneath the grille, you're gonna get this nice LED running light, which is a really cool touch to incorporate all of this lighting for the front end. You have some trim on the far sides, and then another grille opening right in the center. So overall, the style is really nice. It still looks very familiar as a Ford Expedition, but it's been classed up quite a lot just to give it a really nice up-to-date style. Up on the hood, you're gonna get some sharp body lines from the front all the way into the windshield. And then at the side profile, we have a really nice set of 24-inch wheels finished in this multi-spoke design. It has a really cool look. Parking sensors on the side, sharp body lines throughout this front fender, and then a prominent body line cutting through the side profile. Got your Platinum badge, some rounded designs down below the doors, and then just a smooth design overall. You got body colored door handles, black mirror caps with an integrated turn signal as well as a side view camera, blacked out around the windows with chrome trim down below. Up above, you're gonna get a panoramic roof up there, polished trim on the roof rails. And this is not the Expedition Max, so this is the shorter version. The Max is gonna be about a foot larger, but you still have a really good side profile, nice proportions overall. For a jumbo SUV, I think it really comes together very well. In back, I like how they've designed all the glass to blend seamless with this black trim. Got an integrated spoiler up above with your third brake light and a hidden windshield wiper. And then it's blacked out in back with all of your badges up above. So a really nice design how the taillights are kind of seamless into this black color. And then we have some of the body color down below. Got your Platinum badge, parking sensors, more silver trim. Trailer hitch is going to be integrated underneath. And overall, the style really comes together well with that black trim in the back and then the grille up in front. Taking a look at the key fob, you're gonna get lock, unlock, remote start, power tailgate, as well as your panic button, forward button on the back. If I go ahead and lock the Expedition, of course you have power folding side mirrors. You can just grab the door handle, it'll automatically unlock, deploying side steps, and then we can get a good look at this interior. This one's gonna get the salt gray leather interior, which looks really nice. And then along the door panel, you can see the combination of the salt gray color as well as the smooth black leather. We have contrast stitching above, and you can see some silver trim. We have some wood accents as well, perforated and smooth leather for your armrest. More leather down below. We have our release handle, all of your window switches and controls, and then part of the Bang & Olufsen audio system. We have storage all down below that. Platinum is on the door sill, and then you're gonna get all of your power controls on the seat. We have a little bit of black trim, and then all this really nice gray leather with perforations all throughout the seats. Got the Platinum badge up above with more of the perforations, smooth headrest as well. Just a really cool looking interior, and you can see that 24-inch screen. We have an oval shape for the steering wheel, which is a really unique touch with the two-tone color with the gray as well as the black leather. And then now inside the 2025 Ford Expedition Platinum, keep my foot on the brake, we can fire it up. All the screens are gonna turn on. And then if we take a look at the steering wheel, we got the Ford logo in the center, and then these really unique buttons on the left and right side. As you can tell, you only really see a little bit. However, those are gonna pop up on the screen up above. So as you can see on that right side, if I put my finger on the button, you can see how it translates to the screen. So if I tap up here, I can then click into this one and adjust the steering wheel. So now I can make this go up, down, in all the different directions. This is the back button, and then I can go down into the pedal controls, make those adjustments, continuing back, and you'll see all the audio controls. So very interesting. You don't really have to have your eyes on here at all. You can just see everything do that. Left side will have the exact same design for cruise control settings and things like that. So you can go into a few different icons and see everything, how it all is going to change. On the left side of the steering wheel, we're going to get all the four-wheel drive controls down here. We also have the drive mode that I can just toggle. You can also open the rear glass as well as the rear liftgate. When you control your drive modes, you'll see that popping up on this left side here. You have tow and haul mode, you have eco, all sorts of different on as well as off-road settings. So pretty nice to see that. On the right side, it'll also tell you if it's changing into four-wheel drive or something. So very neat and simple to use. You also have this soft touch material, one of your air vents, and then a nice fabric design throughout it as well. You can see just how unique it looks with that massive screen down below on the dash. And then this is all part of the Bang & Olufsen speaker system as well. You got more of the nice soft touch throughout the passenger side, smooth wood trim as well as some silver trim, and then our normal multimedia screen right in the center. Up above, we are also going to see your gear and then the navigation system. Now for the main screen here, very simple to what you're used to seeing on a lot of Fords. Home icon is right here. If you tap into the vehicle, we do have a lot of different controls. You have your driver memory. You can easily make those changes. You have some seat adjustments you can play with for the massage, things like that. More settings without the vehicle, and then all sorts of different apps within the car. Over here, you can actually configure what you want up there. So if I hit fuel economy, you're gonna see that popping up on the screen. You can have off-road status, a few other things that are gonna hum up. So really neat and simple overall. We have a climate control down here. You can see your front controls. We have rears that you're able to adjust very easily. Then you also have your fan speed. You have heated and ventilated seating with a heated steering wheel, temperature control up in front. And then if I go ahead and put the car into reverse, you can see a nice backup camera. We have our top-down view as well. You can configure the different views, see things like that. And then of course, different way you're driving, you can see that 360. So pretty simple overall. You're gonna get some controls down here for hazards. We have a shortcut to the camera system itself you can easily get into. And then we have traction control, downhill assist, auto start stop, volume, and our gear selector. It says Expedition written out right here. We do have trailer brake adjustments over on that left side. And then in the center, we get two cup holders on the right, and you can slide this back for wireless phone charging, as well as some more trailer settings. So you can make those adjustments for the Pro trailer. We have plugs in here as well. And then you can see we have this automatic button to slide the entire console out of the way. That is a pretty fancy touch, and that reveals a ton of hidden storage all throughout here. So pretty neat to see that type of configuration, and it does move pretty quickly actually. From here, we can pull this lever, and you're gonna reveal the center storage, which is pretty large as you would expect. You have more of this nice gray leather, a cool indentation in the center, more trim on the far left side as well. And then down below, we have a nice glove box as expected. One last look at the interior. Certainly a cool update. It looks really nice in here. Pretty good use of materials as well. And then up above, we have that massive panoramic sunroof going into that second row. We have garage door buttons up above. You can pop this one down for a sunglass holder, dome lights, all the different glass controls, and then a nice thin basic mirror. Moving on to the rear seat space, I can just grab the door handle and open it up. You're gonna get really similar door panel with the nice gray leather. You have the black leather trim, the wood trim as well. A little bit of storage down here and automatic windows. This is gonna get nice captain's chairs with the same use of materials. Love the perforations all up above. And then you have a massive set of armrests. Really nice design with a thick design too, which is quite nice and comfortable. You're gonna get all your climate controls down here. You can see you have media, volume, you have the clock and seek you can adjust, and then all of your temperature controls, heated seats and zones, plugs down below, plugs up above, plugs down below, then you have storage up above as well. Good spot for a tablet even. Then we have plugs under here and then extra storage all behind the front seats. From here, for some of the operations, you can just pull the lever, and these are gonna fold really nice and flat. They actually get lower as they do that, so you can get them out of the way and then see the 3 seats in back. So hopping into the back seat with the Ford Expedition. So at 5'11", I sit here really nicely. Got a couple inches of headroom, driver's seat at my height, several inches of knee room and foot room, and I can slide this way forward and way far back. Got a little bit of ambient lighting throughout this interior as well. The seat's really nice and comfortable. Reclines quite a lot, and the base is really comfortable. It actually goes with the recline just to make it more comfortable. So it's a really comfortable seating position. This is definitely a good road trip car. We have speakers up in the ceiling. You're gonna get air vents, hooks. You have lighting up here as well. So definitely a nice place to be. And with the captain's chairs, it's wide enough to easily walk into the back. And then to gain better access, you have a button up here, and that is going to pop upwards, and then you can just assist it the rest of the way. So not too bad to push it forward out of the way, and we have a nice walkway right into the third row. You're gonna get some good amenities. We have our power recline button right here, so nice to operate that. There's gonna be plugs and storage all throughout it, and these seats are even gonna have the same nice materials. And then sitting into the third row with the Ford Expedition. So this is a jumbo SUV, and honestly, this is quite nice. So this seat is kind of in the middle position. I have plenty of knee room once again, really good leg room. Overall, if I recline this all the way, it reclines decent. You know, my head almost touches this little bump back here, but a full-grown adult can absolutely sit back here. We have 3 seats in the third row as well. So pretty roomy for 3 people even, and just the overall space is definitely ample. Made this a really practical car. Moving on to the cargo space, you have the button on the key fob as well as the interior, and you can just press that button. And this is a split design, which is pretty unique to see. So we have the glass and the rest of the bodywork that will pop open. And then if you'd like, you can press this button and we have the tailgate. So that is definitely nice to see. I know a lot of people love that on other vehicles we've seen. So for cargo volume, behind this third row, you're gonna get 21.6 cubic feet of volume. If you do opt for the max, which is again about a foot longer, that bumps that up to 36.1 cubic feet. So from back here, you definitely have a nice bit amount of space. Opening that up, we got a little bit of hidden storage. We have quite a few plugs over here, even USB-Cs. And then on this left side, you're gonna get all the different controls for the seating as well as the light. And then to go ahead and put the third row seats back, you can do them individually or just press the center one, and they're both going to pop down automatically. So you can easily bring them down and bring them up with the touch of a button. And then now we have around 61 cubic feet of cargo volume with everything folded nice and flat. So definitely nice amount of space. You can see how it is 3 seats in there. And then for the second row, once again, we have, you can do them all together or just one at a time. So those will manually fold all the way down. And with that, you can see just how flat this load floor is, which is really good, super roomy in here. And then behind all of this, we're now looking at over 108 cubic feet of cargo volume. From here, we can just press the button on the upper and everything is gonna close all together, which is a great touch to see. All right, so setting off now in the new Expedition, giving it about half throttle, nicely up to speed. Now this thing packs a punch. Obviously, if you were like sport mode redlining it, this thing smokes the V8s in the competition. So nice to see Ford putting some power in this SUV. So obviously this whole dashboard and everything is so different from the outgoing Expedition. It looks pretty neat, honestly. The giant screen up there gives you all the things you just need to see on the day-to-day. So really easy to overall use. A couple extra steps to do, you know, some of the basics like adjusting the steering wheel, but honestly, you know, you set up your driver profile and you don't really ever need to change these again. So it's pretty intuitive. Volume, pretty straightforward. It's always right here. Cruise control, you just hit it once and we're on cruise control. So really simple overall. And then of course you can turn the lane keeping things on like that. So it seems to have a lot of good tech that is easy to use, lots of good information on the screens without being overly complicated or anything. It is a really nice and open interior, of course with that panoramic sunroof. I mean, this is a pretty nice place to be. The use of materials in this Platinum feels pretty good. You know, you got the soft touches in certain areas and then the nice leather as well. So I'm liking what the interior has to offer, and even though this looks very different, it's not hard getting used to. You know, this screen is still your normal stuff that you would see on everything. So nothing really all too complicated. And I like how the climate controls are always right there. So it's not really an annoying aspect to go into the screen. Steering wheel definitely is a little bit different. You know, we got this cool oval shape, so it's a little odd when you are steering really sharp. However, it's got a pretty good turn radius, so not really too cumbersome to use. And then visibility, really open in here with a lot of glass all throughout it. So that just makes this, you know, a bit more normal and easy to operate. If we do play with the drive modes, we can go into the sport mode. You can easily see everything there. We can even toggle the manual mode and then use the gear shifters right here. And then if we go ahead and give it some throttle, you can see the tack and everything, so it changes up just a little bit. I do like the transmission. It's nice and smooth. I think it delivers the power really well. It doesn't feel jerky or anything like that. So definitely a nice and easy to drive vehicle. It gets up to speed, which is nice to see for something so big. So for the handling, the suspension is super comfortable. I mean, this glides, it's very quiet. The steering feel overall, I'd say, is pretty good for a jumbo vehicle. However, you can tell it kind of feels electronic, but again, this is a jumbo SUV. I've seen some reviews saying the steering feel wasn't the best, but it's not like this is supposed to be a sports car. So my honest thoughts with the new Expedition. So the high output engine definitely is a good way to go, just to give you the power that you want. A lot more power than the competition, aside from an Escalade V, of course, which, you know, is gonna be $30,000 more than this. But for a nice luxury, at least sub $100,000 jumbo SUV, I feel like they did a pretty good job. And honestly, the Lincoln version of this, you know, may not necessarily be that much more luxurious feeling. You're gonna get a little bit maybe nicer materials throughout it, but this is very well equipped for being the Platinum. You know, the Platinum's pretty much a top of the line one. I believe a King Ranch will be above this. But, you know, this is very nicely done. I like the use of materials. I think everything feels nice and easy to use. And you start getting used to this new gauge design, the screen design, and this more of a yoke steering wheel. So I'm already pretty familiar and just kind of fit comfortably in this SUV. Definitely comfortable and smooth. Overall ride is very quiet. You know, it's a nice, easy vehicle to drive. If you have a lot of kids, a lot of people you're hauling, this is definitely something to look at. And it's funny, looking back 20 years ago, my family bought an Expedition back in 2004. Back then, it was a mid-trim level we bought for $30,000. So needless to say, prices have changed in 2 decades, you know, pushing almost $100,000 now on one of these, especially if you got a max top-of-the-line one. So things aren't that cheap these days. This is definitely an expensive vehicle. But when you look at the Expedition lineup alongside the Chevy Tahoe and the other competition, you know, it's right in line. So you can get one of these upper 60s, 70s, 80s. So you don't have to obviously get the craziest one. But for 91 grand, that's kind of where I was guessing the pricing was going to be on this. And, you know, it kind of fits with the competition. But overall, I think Ford did a pretty cool job on this. The style looks really good. I think the Expedition was kind of always left in the dust. It was always their old vehicle. The last generation looked a lot nicer, still maybe a little bit more on the simple side on the interior. But now we're looking really new, really up to date. You got a nice amount of materials, cool technology, and the style inside and out looks really nice. This is, I think, gonna age very well and be more of a timeless style. So ending thoughts with the new 2025 Ford Expedition. You know, check out their whole lineup. They have obviously several different trims. And if you're looking for a big family hauler, this is gonna be something to put on your list. But that is it for the all-new 2025 Ford Expedition Platinum. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below. Stay tuned for plenty more content. And then a big shout out once again to Mooresville Ford for providing this SUV for today's video. Check out their website linked below. And I'll see you all in the next video.